So rolling everything into the loan. This is something that we were able to do a lot pre-COVID because appraised values are relatively close to accepted offer values. A nice, stable, relatively flat market, appraisers could easily make up $5,000 or $10,000, give or take, because the line was flat, right? They had many comps going back in time that would justify that price. COVID happens, and now we're going straight up, right? So the appraised value looking backwards is really low compared to what today's value is. That means there's bigger gaps in there that the appraiser has to try to make up for. So they can't justify going over or even meeting the actual sales price of that home anymore. Well, the fun thing is we just tipped over the other side. So what's true in the beginning is now 180 out. We're at a point where homes are selling far below what they're appraising for. This creates a lot of opportunity for us, especially, and this is what I want to encourage all of you guys to do, is get heavy with VA buyers. They're zero down and they don't save money at all. So this is the this is the perfect time to be jumping all over that. You guys know I have a lofty mission of putting 1 million military home buyers in the market by 2050. I'm not doing that by myself. You guys have to help me do that. And now is the time for you guys to go out there, shake those trees, talk to all those military clients that you have, and get them in the market. Now's the time to strike. By the time they're all done saturating the market, interest rates will be back down. They can refinance in a year. Life is good. But this is their opportunity. Okay. So we'll talk a little bit about who this really benefits besides those people and how to make it work. So for buyers that are low on cash, just like I said, or they want to stay liquid, right? We have a down payment that we need to deal with, but then $10,000, $20,000 of closing costs on top of that, that sucks. If you can get a seller to roll that into the loan, awesome. Now I only have to come with just a down payment. I don't have to worry about that extra money. Opens up a lot of opportunity. The key is the home must appraise for the value of rolling in those costs. And I'll show you guys a picture here in a second to make it a little bit easier. I'm a visual person, so without pictures, that's why I like the whiteboard. So without pictures, I'm lost. It's great in a newly declining market, just like what we're going through right now, where appraisals are actually higher than the accepted offer prices for homes. It's not going to last forever, but for right now, it's a really good opportunity. It's best when interest rates are low, but interest rates are the reason that we have our newly declining market. So we have to take a hit on that one, but it's okay. You can refinance later. Seller may pay for the credits toward the closing costs at the close of escrow, or they might pay for stuff outright, right? So if you can get sellers to just cough up termites, cough up fixing a roof, whatever, do escrow holdbacks, these types of things, now's the time to do that. Seller credits can also be used to pay lender fees. We're all complaining about interest rates right now, not we, but our buyers are, because their monthly affordability is shot because the interest rates are making their payments way higher for the same house they were trying to buy a year ago. Enter seller credits. Now we say, hey, seller, you want to sell this house for $500,000. I'll offer you $510,000. You give me $10,000 that I can feed to the lender. That costs me $50 more a month, but I can get that lender to drop my interest rate by a whole point. That's like $250 a month. Easy money. Can you guys see that leverage? $50 to save $250 because of this tool. Next slide, Brian. Okay, and this is what it looks like in color. That screw up your game, Brian? Good? Okay, perfect. As you see here, the big red line on the left, that's your purchase price. So let's say that's, let's just say you talk to the seller, right? And you say, hey, 500,000 is the number. Okay, that's what we want to do. We're going to buy that house for 500. However, I want to get closing costs rolled into this because I know it's going to appraise for way higher than 500. So I'll offer you, seller, 510. Out of that 510, I want you to cough up 10 grand to escrow, to the lender, to all these people for my closing costs. You as the buyer now finance 510, which you can do because the appraisal supports that. So your monthly payment goes up by 50 bucks. Seller pays out that $10,000 for you. That's not money out of pocket for you as a buyer, but the seller still walks away with $500,000, the number that you negotiated in the first place. So when you have your initial conversations with the listing agent, particularly if they've been on the market for a couple of weeks, very easy to say, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to make sure your client gets the number they're asking for. So let's agree to a number first. Then I want to go ahead and add the closing cost value to it and have them pay that out of proceeds so that I can roll in my closing costs. Whether it's for the interest rate or if you have that VA buyer, that low down payment buyer that doesn't have enough for closing costs, that's how you'll structure that. Does that make sense to everybody? Perfect. How many people here have done this? Outstanding. Glad I got the smart room.